Hello everybody and welcome to our Wednesday webinar. My name is Katie from OlalSchools.com. I have Kerry from OptimumSA, who know us from the past year. So today we're going to be discussing choosing a curriculum. So
Yes.
Kerry, can you please lead me from here, please? Thanks.
Yes, definitely. Because it's a very important topic, but I'm going to try and keep it as short and brief as possible because we know I'm the queen of rambling. So we'll try our best. So I'm going to share my screen for the item for today's webinar. Can everybody see it? Can you see it?
It's busy sharing. Yes, we're with you.
Okay, so selecting a curriculum which is jolly important, all right. But the main thing is you got to know what exactly you are choosing. Okay, so you got to make a decision of which route you, the parent, want to take, purely so that you know what ducks you got to get in the row. All right, so our lovely big think emoji, because we all know emojis, hey? So the very first one in the first column we touched on a bit is when you choose your own curriculum. I call it the Google curriculum, because Google really does become your best friend because of the amount of research that you need to do. So I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit so that everybody can see. So if you're going to choose to go the Google curriculum route, the following things you need to have in place. You've got to do your research. So your research would be downloading the CAPS documents, selecting the books that you want to use, okay, what you want your child to use. Then you got to set up, like we mentioned last week, the attendance register, the weekly schedule, and the timetable, because those are all requirements the Department of Education wants, okay? And then selecting tasks according to the CAPS requirements. So that is when your CAPS documents are going to come into play, because it tells you exactly how many tasks for every subject, for every term, the learner definitely needs to do to hand in for marks, okay? So those are the items that would come up onto the report, all right? And then you've got your year-end assessments. So you can either set your own, which is fun, or you can try and source past papers from elsewhere. And then it's getting an assessor to assess your learner's work at the end of the year, your child's work at the end of the year. So if you are up for this challenge and you're going to make sure that you get started with all these items in the first table, cheers, by all means, go for it, okay? But now there's a lot of parents that are scared they're going to miss something, especially the older the grades get or the higher the grades get, the little bit more complicated the requirements become because there's that much more subjects, all right? So the next one, we all know, we've spoken about it before, came up last week in the previous times, is the box curriculum. So it's literally you getting your curriculum in a box from whoever you got it from. And they already have everything in place, like OptimumSA. We already have the attendance register. We've already got all the required tasks, tests, and exam. We've already got the timetable and a template for a weekly schedule and so on. So I can't speak for all the other curriculum providers. There are many. As you can see, there's already, there's 6 on that list. And I went on to good old Google today, and there's a lot more. So happy choosing. Whichever route you want to go, whichever best suits you, and most importantly, your child. Then I haven't really, on the next 2 columns, I haven't really gone into detail because A, we don't deal with it much, and B, it's mostly comes into play for your grades 10, 11, and 12, but that is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. It's a very complicated topic. So, but to touch on, there are IEB curriculum routes, which is basically going the British curriculum. So if you have a very, if you've got a child that has got academic challenges, then that might not be the route for you because it is very content heavy, okay? And then the GED route, it's, I went onto the website today, you'll see there's the 2 links there where it explains exactly what those 2 matric levels are. It's GED mostly goes from 16 years upwards, which is basically from grades 10, 11, and 12. So you'd cover whatever curriculum for grade 1 to 9, and then you can go the GED route for grades 10, 11, and 12. But it is an American-based matric. Okay, so if you're definitely not going to Texas to be with all the cowboys, and your child's not going to go with you to study, I don't know, Utah or wherever, it's a very much a broad matric. So unless you've done your research, and like it says there in the table, this is if you're looking at having your child study abroad. So if you cannot guarantee that you're definitely going to get your child to the UK or the US, it might not be the safest route, because not all tertiary or after school institutes accept those matrics. So it might be a longer route to get into that technicon or varsity or whatever have you. Okay, so you must do your research. All right. So that is the different types of curriculum that are out there. Now, if you're going to go the own Google curriculum route or your box curriculum, your next question is, oh gosh, what books must I get? Okay, now it is best if we, okay, so we're going to go to the next page. Is it up there by you, Katie? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
So if you're going to go the CAPS route, the best way is to, if you've selected a curriculum, find out from them what books they specifically use. So we, for example, use a range of platinum books, the good old Afrikaans Sonder Grense book for the subject Afrikaans, Spot On, and the Today range and Day by Day. It just depends on the grade, all right? But the main important thing, if you can see it on the screen, is that lovely red circle on the screen by the lovely Platinum Mathematics book. Okay, all our learners use Platinum Mathematics from grade 1 to grade 9. And you see that magic 4 letters, CAPS. So you're already on the right track if you select a CAPS book. Now, your next question might be, oh gosh, but what if it's not government approved? Then if you're doing your research, you can go on to good old government www.education.gov.za, and you will see there is the catalogue of the books that they suggest. Okay, so it's got there from who the publisher is, what the ISBN numbers, who wrote the books, and so on. So Department of Education has supplied a list of all the books that they have definitely approved, that their schools are using. And it's not just you have to get the Platinum Mathematics book. They have given 3 or 4 or 5 or even 6 different, varieties of books. So you're not forced to just go with one specific book, all right? But if you're using a curriculum provider like OptimumSA, our tasks feature in the books, okay? Because remember, we've got clients that are spread out throughout the whole country. So for us to have our markers mark 3 different versions of a project will make marking quite tedious. So it is just best that all our learners use the Platinum book and they'll all do the project on page 28, for example. So when we get our stuff in, we can say, no, it's definitely that's the correct task. Okay. But I am aware of other curriculum providers that literally just sell the tasks. So, but that's whatever route you want to go at, whatever suits you. Okay. Then the next question that most of my parents generally ask is, oh gosh, Kerry, but now how do I know what subjects to do? What subjects must my child do? You need to download the CAPS documents and make them your best friend. Okay, even if you decide to go with the curriculum provider, it's good that you know what is required. So don't worry, the curriculum providers sorted it out. Don't just be gullible and take everything that everybody says for gold. Double check for yourself. But anyway, so the next step is what subjects, all right? So we've got the 4 phases. We've got the foundation phase. And as you can see, they do home language, they do first additional language, mathematics, and life skills, all right? In the very next phase, it's exactly the same first 4 subjects, but it changes to it gets added, which is natural science and technology, and social sciences, which is geography and history, all right? And then you go to the next phase, and it's the same subjects as in grade 4 to 6, but then they've added creative arts, economic management and sciences, and if you can see, technology has now become a subject on its own. All right, so it's not anymore natural science and technology, it's now a subject on its own. And then in grade 10 to 12, you have your 4 compulsory subjects, which is the home language, the first additional language, math or math literacy, and life orientation. Those have to be done. Come hell or high water, that has to be done, okay? But then you get the option of your subjects like accounting, physics, biology, tourism, computers, visual art, I think there's like 24 to choose from, or 21 to choose from. I ran out of space to put more. So, but you know, if your son or daughter is adamant that they want to become an accountant, then you go and look what subjects they should take to be able to study accountancy at a later stage. So they would obviously need accounting. 9 times out of 10, it's usually mathematics. And then you would choose 2 other subjects like business studies and economics, or I don't know, whatever have you. So, but in saying that, if your child still doesn't know what they want to do by the time they get to grade 10, that's okay, because everybody changes as well. The main thing is they need their matric certificate, so they can always go study something else. So, but generally find out from tertiary institutes where there's going to be further studying, what are your options of subjects that your child can take if they want to go and study at that institute. So that's basically it with regards to choosing a curriculum. So have you got any questions for me, Katie?
Yes, I've been looking at a few questions. There's not many, but you've covered basically most of it.
And 15 minutes, hey? I'm in record time.
Yeah, you covered it nicely. Made a lot more understanding. Thank you. Like I had a parent asked, what is it about a curriculum that's important?
What with regards to an actual curriculum provider?
Yeah, or a child to follow a curriculum. It was one of the questions that I came across, and I was like, wow, okay, I haven't seen a question like that. So
if I understand your question properly, at the end of the day, all the curriculum providers cover the exact same content. All right. They all 1 + 1 is 2, whether you'd have it in a platinum book, a spot on book, a book that was made by that curriculum provider, whatever. So all the contents is exactly the same. It's the service that you get that makes it different, and what the curriculum providers have to offer. So for example, we don't offer any online lessons, okay? Because the minute we do, our prices start to skyrocket. But that's where, you know, a tutoring service like Olal Schools comes into play, and we give, you know, the parents Olal Schools contact details. There's other curriculum providers that you can download, you know, I don't know, video tutorials and so on. But we don't want to just restrict our parents to that specific tutorial, because it doesn't it doesn't always fit nicely with every single person because we are all so different. It's best that the parent finds what best suits them, you see. So the main thing with the curriculum providers is you got to make sure that they are CAPS aligned, because that's what the Department of Education wants, is that all the learners do the exact same standard of learning as the schools. So the best is to go the CAPS route so that you don't get yourself into trouble, okay? But that's a very broad question that you've given.
And then also another thing that helps if a parent or someone follows CAPS, it's easier for them to, if they want to return to a traditional school or private or something like that, it's easier for them to return.
Yes.
Or get onto a online platform, or because it all links.
Everything is interlocked. You see, what the government wants to make sure is that the child is not disadvantaged whatsoever. So the nice thing with home education is you cover the CAPS curriculum. But if you want to teach them other skills like cooking or doing budgets with money or gardening outside to grow veggie garden, you have that flexibility to build that into what the learner needs to learn. But the main thing is they've definitely covered the curriculum side of it, because we've had some parents that have been happy with OptimumSA and they've been with us for the past 2 years, and life has happened and the child is forced to go back to school because mom and dad have to work or whatever the story is. The child's transition to go back into school, at least the curriculum isn't different. So they just got to get used to the teacher and children in a classroom.
Because that's also another nice thing about, like, with Optimum and SA and Olal Schools, is that they're both CAPS aligned. So if love, like you said, if love does happen, if the parents want to, they can still send their child in the comfort of their own home and get somebody to watch over them. So it's nice that it all links, especially with CAPS, like being at schools, home and online. Our parents don't have the struggle of swapping over.
Yes, no, you can find it, because it is, yes, there's parents that find it very tedious and find it so repetitive. It is repetitive in a sense that your child is going to learn about the stars and the moon for the next 9 years, but they've taught it appropriate to the child's age. So each year they just add a little bit more information, you see. So it's the same as a pronoun is going to be a pronoun from grade 1 all the way to grade 12. So they literally have 12 years to definitely know what a pronoun is. A full stop goes at the end of a sentence. It's not going to change. So, but if the curriculum is just too easy for your child, then that is up to you as a parent to add more resources, to challenge your child and make things a little bit more content heavy, because this little summarized version is just too boring for your child. But if your child is really struggling academically, then you're at least just covering the main parts of it. So it's definitely a route to go.
Yeah.
Next question.
No, you basically covered quite a few of the questions that I got on Facebook. Actually, we've got a group, and you've covered majority of it as you're going through your page.
Oh, good. You see, all parents are the same. There's different parents. They've
got the same type of question of where do I start? What do I do? What is a curriculum? And so it was covered nicely. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and it empowers our parents and our children's success.
No, look, if you're a parent that loves to do your research, that really loves to read, that makes sure you've got everything ticked off in a box, then cheers, go your own curriculum route. It's perfectly fine if that's what suits you. But if you're a parent, I'm a stress ball, literally I am. So I would always be worried that I've missed something or whatever have you, and maths is so difficult, then it throws you off on all the other subjects, and then you're scared that you're going to miss something. Then the safest route is to go a box curriculum route. Okay. And you know, we are so busy with so many things. Unfortunately, there's households where there's just one parent and whatever the dynamics is. So to make sure you've done all the necessary research, there sometimes is not enough time in the day. So again, the parents then go for a box curriculum. So, but if you don't want to follow exactly to the T, the cap stuff, and you want to teach your child some extra life skills and so on, then okay, add cooking into your curriculum that you want to add, or add, and I know a lot of people talk about doing budgets. I mean, I don't know what a 5-year-old needs to know, a 7-year-old needs to know about budgeting. They just want a car or a Barbie. They don't care how much it costs. So, but if that's the type of skills that you want to start introducing, then it's each one to their own, what best works for them and their family.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with you on that one. So Kerry has covered what we need to know about choosing a curriculum. Good luck to our parents. If you need any more information, you can get hold of Kerry at OptimumSA or join us at Olal Schools. With that, we are a online tutoring center. You're more than welcome to come and visit us and have a chat and see how we can assist you. So happy Wednesday, everybody, halfway through the week, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you for having me, Katie. And
no, thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.
It's a pleasure. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.